Hello, sleep little baby, sleep, sleep, sleep. I want to talk about sales ideas really. This one's a little bit edgy, but hey, I think we can work with that one. It's called Sleep Little Baby. Now I remember having small children and babies, and I remember putting them to sleep with a little rocking motion, you know, rock, 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 sleep little baby. Okay, where am I going with this? This is an idea to help you in advising and selling. And it comes with the topic of hypnotic selling. Hypnotic selling. Now, you may not be comfortable with this, and I'll give you some background to it. We're talking about hypnotic selling techniques. On the face of it, doesn't look so good. But the point about hypnotic selling is if you are ethical and you sell a great product, why don't we make it easy for the customer to buy? Nothing wrong with that. You've got to be comfortable with what you're dealing with and what you're selling before you'll be comfortable with using hypnotic selling techniques. Now, I was originally trained as a hypnotist by Paul McKenna himself back in 2001. How cool is that? So I'm a trained hypnotist. I don't use it, but I do use one or two subtle methods when I'm doing my advising and when I'm doing my selling. So how does it work then? How does hypnotic selling work? Well, okay, you're not going to get a little sort of a stop clock out and start tick, 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 you know, watch my eyes, look into my eyes, 3, 2, 1, you're under, none of that. What you have here is the human, you have your client. So here's a picture of your client, here's your client. Okay, not brilliant, but it works. Dodgy looking client, as you can appreciate. There's your client that you're talking to. It's like these cartoon characters, isn't it? And the whole point behind advising or selling, well, call it what you like, is that most of your information goes into the customer's frontal bit, and that goes into the conscious mind. How are we spelling conscious? Is it an SC? Yeah. That goes into the client's conscious mind. So normal stuff, really. Goes into the frontal cortex, call it what you like. Now, hypnotic selling allows you to put suggested words and language, that's all we're using is language and visuals, in the back door, into the subconscious, as we call it. Now, it's a metaphor, don't worry too much about that, but it goes in through the back door. So your main messages are coming in through the front door, and you're putting a couple of subconscious ideas through the back door. Again, you've got to be ethical about this, you've got to be comfortable with what you're selling. Otherwise, you don't want to be using any of these things. But if you're interested, carry on and I'll tell you. I went to watch Toy Story the other day. Love Toy Story. The Pixar movies are brilliant. Puss in Boots, you've got Toy Story, all sorts of different Pixar movies. And the whole point about Pixar movies is that they direct their plot to multiple generations. Now, I'm in my 50s, so I got a certain part of the plot. Took some young people along with us in their sort of early teens, and they got a certain amount of the plot as well, because they have different messages for different audiences. Very clever is what they do there, and in a way they're using hypnotic selling. So here's some ideas for you. The first thing you can think about doing is putting your customer into a low-level trance. Now that's entirely up to you. Now think of watching a really good movie. We've been watching on Netflix, Unforgotten, which is a really good series, ITV series I think it is. And we've been watching it, we've been like binge watching, and we've been glued to the telly watching this thing, completely engrossed. That's what you call a low-level trance. Now, how do you do that? Well, you can do that with your voice and a few other things as well. There's something you can do with your voice. Now, what you do with your voice is you lower it. Obviously, males, females, different voice boxes. Lower your voice. If you lower your voice, then you'll put somebody into a relaxed trance. If you lower your voice, make it deeper and slightly slower and less rhythmic, you'll put somebody into a deep level trance. And that, in a sense, will just relax them and make them comfortable for your message that you're putting across. So if you want to explain something very carefully and want them to understand it, then lower your voice, deep, shorter sentences, slower pace, and somebody will listen carefully to what you're telling them. You want them to be in that kind of trance as well. The other thing which I've talked about before is build that rapport. You do that up front, get them into that rapport state. Matching, mirroring, we've talked about this many, many times. Again, that's in the back door, that goes on in the background as well, which is rather nice as well. The other thing you do, and I'm dropping my voice here, I'll just get back up to my normal voice, is you can use various what I call relax words. Now think about your sentences, use some relaxing words as well. One of my favourites is imagine. So imagine then, Mr. Brown, you're sitting in your front room watching TV in your brand new house. How does that feel to you? Imagine is a great word. It gets people to imagine things in their heads. They love it. Use words like relax. Hey guys, relax. Relax. Take it easy. I can take care of things for you. I can deal with all this paperwork and admin for you and keep you informed. You don't need to worry. Just relax. It's kind of subtle, almost like hypnotic stuff. Encourage people. Use the phrase, "That's right. I can take care of that for you. That's right. Let me have your P60 pay slips and I'll deal with that for you. That's right." So encourage people. You're correct. The other things I like to use is the phrase, "Oh, I agree with you on that one," and never say, "I don't like what you're saying. I disagree. I agree with you. You're right about that," and that way you can put in some more information for them. So they're kind of relaxing words, really, aren't they, which you could use just to relax them. One final thing for you is pink. Now, I'm wearing a pink T-shirt today, polo shirt with a little bit of pink there, isn't it? And sometimes I'll wear a light pink shirt if I've got a tie on. Pink is a very subtle way of relaxing people. It's a trance-like colour. Think about the mornings with the sunrise, evenings with sunset. The sky goes pink, it relaxes you. It's something we've had since we were born, it's in our DNA. So pink actually will relax somebody into a low-level trance. Which is nice, isn't it? Anyway, the point behind all this is that you need to keep your customer on your side. And these things just help the mortgage interview, help the sales interview, whatever it is you're doing. As long as you're ethical and you're selling the right thing to the right person the right way, then all these things do is make the process a whole lot easier, a whole lot more comfortable. The customer feels relaxed and comfortable, they trust you, the rapport's there, they're relaxed, they're listening to your message, you're explaining things properly, they're picking it all up for you. And I think these are good things to do. Just don't call it hypnotic selling techniques, because people, or the FCA might have something to say about that, and your compliance people probably as well. If you're interested in more of that, I've got loads more on my blog as well. Paul at paulhartshey.com. Bye.